information development world in San Jose. Tell us a little bit about your first aha moment that you've had at the conference. What was the thing that really jumped out at you?
The big aha moment for me, Scott, is that finally it's the opportunity to delight the customer with excellence in information. For too long we've been in the shade in content development, and now is the moment to work our magic across the enterprise to provide excellence in customer communication.
And do you feel that the customer experience is damaged by this siloing of content? I mean, it seems like the audience here does, but I don't know what your thoughts are on this.
Yes, I mean, one of the aha moments was that because we now need to produce an uninterrupted customer experience, to do that we have to break down the silos so that the customer from engagement to support has a continuous and uninterrupted communication of value to that user, the information they need on the device that they need, the moment they need, in the language of their choice.
Now that you've mentioned language, you're definitely a language expert as well. You work for Logos, it's a translation, localization, and content company. So what's the connection here to language? I mean, we tried to infuse a little translation and localization content into the program, but do you think that the audiences are also ready for that?
I'm not exactly sure, but the perception should be that translation is another experience, and the translator who reads the information that content creators produce is another customer along the supply chain. And if you can produce an aha moment in a translator that is equivalent to the person who created the content in the first place, then the likelihood is you'll create that aha moment in each of the target languages around the world. And let's face it, Scott, not everyone speaks English. 96% of the world live outside of the US. The majority of larger companies export more than 40 to 50% of their revenues. So until we speak the language of global business, we're not truly engaged in the global marketplace and not fully exploiting revenues that are available to us.
Good point. Very good point. We also talked at this show a lot about content marketing. And I invited Robert Rose to try to tackle that subject for us. What did you think of his presentation, and what lesson did you learn from Robert's approach to talking about content? He was definitely trying to reach out and talk to all content creators.
Yes. Well, marketing isn't just about marketing anymore. Any content that is produced that the end user will receive has an impact on the overall brand and the repeatable business that you're likely to see from that customer over the long term. So it's a wake-up call. No matter what information you're providing, consider it as part of the marketing experience that will ultimately determine whether an end user is loyal to you, to your company, to your products and services, and is likely to come back and recommend you to other people.
Oh, well said. You and I sometimes have a fantasy, I think, where we think that big data and content will somehow come together so we can make smarter decisions about what content to produce and what languages and why. Do you think that in the future, maybe in the next few years, we'll be talking more about semantics and how data that we can accumulate and learn from to make business decisions about our content? Do you think that will become part of the discussion?
Absolutely. Information is more than words. It's the semantic intelligence that creates that aha moment so people get it. So rather than weighing words by the number of words, the amount we're saving, look at the value in the message, in the brand that is communicated through the words that ultimately will have a meaning or not for the end user.
Oh, I agree 100%. Of course, we're converts.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you for joining us at the show. I really
Thank you,
appreciate
Scott.
you coming.
It's been a great pleasure.